Good morning everyone, my name is Evangeline. I'm the kindergarten teacher of this room. So next year when your children who enroll in our room, I will be here most of the time with them. So just giving you a little bit of idea what we're going to go through today. I'm going to introduce myself. I have a Master of Teaching in Early Years and I've been working in this industry for about 4 years. My educational philosophy is engage, encourage and educate. So it's pretty straightforward. Most of my practice is I always engage with the children. I play with them, I learn with them, and I also do a lot of things with them. And encourage is more like when children are struggling with difficulties or they need some help, support, we encourage them to try their best or to try new challenges or try to overcome the barrier by themselves. And educate is pretty straightforward, just teaching. Our kindergarten program actually is scaffolding children's play into learning and putting learning into actual context. In our kinder program, yes, children will definitely learn about alphabets and numbers, but what we do focus is learn how to work with others, how to make friends. So when they come into the kinder room, can they actually settle, can they actually play with their friends, or when they just walk in and they see people are talking, can they actually join in the conversation? This is what we want them to learn in kinders. Can they express their creativity? For example, they want to do they have a lot of thoughts in their head and they want to express. They can express through drawing, can I express through talking, can I do role play, so this is what we want the children to learn. And also developing skills for reading, writing and other mathematical knowledge as well, and also achieving school readiness. So what are the examples of school readiness is, for example, in terms of social, taking turns, sharing, following rules, listening to group times. Emotional, is this kid's confident, can he actually express to you what they want? Can she, after she have completed a drawing or she read a book, can she tell you what she learned about it or what she's happy about, what do she like? So this is the emotional part. In terms of physical part, pretty much run, climb, balance. Can they coordinate and can they use the spoon? Can they actually open their lunchbox? Can they pour their water? Can they look for their hats and put onto their hats? Or even as simple, can they throw and catch a ball? Because these are all the things, right? These are all the skills they will need in primary school. So hopefully through kinder program, they can actually develop an early skill for that. And also, like fine motor skills such as drawing, scissors, pencil grip. They might not be able to draw beautiful pictures, but in kinder we want them to know how to actually hold a pencil, how to hold a crayon, how to use chalk, how to use brushes, because this will help them in writing in the future. For right now, we're just getting them to prepare. And in terms of connecting, can they do color sorting? Can they recognize color? Do they understand patterns? Do they understand different materials? And the most important one as well, self-help. For example, can they look after their own belongings? Do they really need their toys with them all the time? Can they put their toys away and feel secure in the room? Are they aware that if, let's say, they have shoelaces and their shoelaces went off, do they know that they need to ask someone to help them, or can they do that themselves? So these are all the things that we hope by the end of the year, the children are independent and they can do it by themselves. So this is what we call school readiness, not just focus on literacy and numeracy purely, but also other aspects of children's development. So our kinder program are also following the earliest learning framework that actually a lot of prep in primary school, they also will use this framework, before prior going to school as well. So our curriculum base is very play-based learning. So, for example, language and literacy, how they learn from that. They learn from storytelling, they learn from dramatic role play. For example, they'll put on a puppet show, they will do dress up, obviously communication. Children learn the best when they actually talk to their friends, because when children bring ideas from home, like things they know already, and then they talk, and then they pick up language really quickly. In terms of mathematical learning, they learn about numbers, they learn about, measurement. Measurement can be 1 cup of flour, half cup, or even, such as volume, bigger, lower, more and less. They're learning the concept. And then they obviously learn about shapes, and also pattern and sorting again. And then in terms of creative expression, there's, art, there's designing, there's music. In terms of outdoor and physical activity, we want to actually enhance children's growth model and also develop a healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle not just about, healthy eating habit, and also about, children get to exercise, like, they get to develop muscle strength, how to ride the bike. Do they have muscle development on their legs, can they run, without, trampoline and stuff like that, and all this other stuff. Okay, so how is our learning actually monitored and assessed as recorded? As usual, we have learning story monthly for individual children, every 6 months we will do a term evaluation based on the framework we talk about. So just to see how the kid is doing. If there's a concern, we will actually have a meeting with you, or if you have a concern, you can give me a call. You can tell me that, you know, what would you like to improve. And also, you know, beginning of the year, you know, we will talk about what's the expectation for the child enrolled in kinder, and then we'll review at the end of the year and see how much have this child actually, you know, grow and learn. So these are just some examples on how we actually help children to develop language and literacy. For example, we have show and tell program. So every 2 weeks we will have one letter, and it's in alphabetical order. So children, you know that, for example, this week we're learning letter S. They can bring something that's letter S. For example, sunnies. You know, for example, sunflower. For example, sun toy plushie. So these are things that children are learning, and they know that they have all these things at home, so they can actually bring it, so they understand, you know, oh, I'm learning this letter because, you know, there's a reason for it. We don't just teach children letter because, oh, they have to learn letter. And also letter recognition. So again, with this show and tell activity, we will play, like for example, a letter A song. So they will sing along and they'll learn phonic sound too. So learn how to pronounce, how do you read letter A. So we go ah, ah, ah. So they'll learn about it, and then in the future they'll help them to read words such as apple and other things else. And also, you know, we will encourage children who are more advanced to actually write or draw things that start with a particular letter, and this is in our program as well. And also we will use a variety of toys or props to actually help children. For example, you know, it can be number stones, flashcard, visuals, but the one that we use the most are actually storybooks. So we will try to get children to look for letters, or to look for the letter we're learning, or to look for the particular words that we're learning at that week. And then for numeracy learning, you know, a lot of children can count, so they can count 1 to 10, no problem, but do they really understand the number meaning? So we want the children in the kinder to actually understand, all right, 1 means 1 object, 2 means 2 objects, instead of just purely counting. A lot of them can count, so, you know, we want to, like, you know, have a more in-depth learning in terms of mathematical concept. Also recognizing numbers, because children are young age, they're orally develop very well, but I think when it comes to recognizing things, they get a little bit, you know, more challenging. And also, you know, developing mathematical concept. If, you know, there's 1 object, is 1. If there's 2, is 2. So they understand logical thinking skill that help them in terms of, like, you know, problem solving in the future. Alright, so just want to show you guys some of our learning environment. Our learning environment changed based on you know, children interests. You know, so most of the time we will encourage children to set up the yard together with us. Last year, children were really into gardening and selling flowers, so we set up a florist store. This year, children are really into selling pizza and interested in making pizza, so we set up a pizza store, and also with other props such as like a menu, with tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, and we also have a bike next to it, so the children, you know, can kind of do delivery, because I think during lockdown, a lot of children have been eating delivery, so we also put them into their play, so they kind of understand that, or their play also connecting to the real world. And also, you know, while they are doing all these play, they are already learning about, you know, numbers, because they talk about prices, they talk about buying things. They're also already learning about, you know, sizes, how big, how small is pizza, how many slices of pizza. And then also they learn about, you know, say, how to talk to people, use please and thank you, or I would like to buy this. They are using, you know, sentences that adults are using, but they are learning without realizing it. You know, our natural environment creates a range of children opportunity, you know, to do a lot of stuff. We do gardening often, we do exploring often as well. You know, children are really into like insects. We found bee last year as well, so we try to do more natural learning. So now we're focusing on learning about seedling. So children know that from a tiny seed they can grow into flowers, and how flowers spread the pollen to other places. So they're all kind of connected, and it's easily found in our yard. Also, we actually started bush kinder this year. However, due to COVID, we aren't able to continue, but when we started the bush kinder was a great impact. Children were really engaged. They starting to use a lot of exploring skill, investigating. They have been checking out things when we go to the park. So it has been really good. Hopefully next year we can actually continue our bush kinder. So come back to indoors. We have imaginary and dramatic area. You know, children are learning many languages and communication skills, such as using questioning skill, answering skill, listening to their friends respond, you know, and catering their friend. They're also children who also will lead their own play in during the dramatic play, you know. Dress up require a lot of different skills such as dressing up, putting on buttons and zipper. These are the skills that they will need in primary school, because in primary school nobody's there to help them put on their shoes, put on a jacket. So when we have to dress up in the room, they can learn about all this without realizing it. And then dramatic area promotes, social skills, sharing, turn-taking, self-esteem and confidence. And our dramatic area changed accordingly. So last year we have a space station. Children went out for an adventure in the space. They feel like they went to the moon, they went to the Mars. We also did a supermarket. We learned about healthy eating habits. This year we have a cafe area, so where children are making a lot of pastries. They're learning about measurements, and if you see these pictures over here, children are actually designing menu and making shopping lists. So everything is tied together during children's play. Alright, we also do a lot of sensory play here, indoors and outdoor. Sensory play is really suiting for children, especially if children are really active. They need some time to calm themselves down. So giving them things like sandpit, Play-Doh, slime, clay, will actually help them, to kind of relax. And also, when they're creating something, it actually means something for them. They have no pressure of, oh, I have to do this right, I have to do this wrong, So it's a really good activity for children. We also do extra curriculum. Hopefully after this whole COVID thing's actually gone, we can continue to do more. Last year we have sports program, we have music program, and this year, even though we already started Bush Kinder only for a good 1 month, but it's still really, really good that children are really engaged. And then we also do things that within the educator range. We do lunchbox program. So children will bring an empty lunchbox and then we'll pack them food. So it's like when I go to school next year, they understand like, oh, I have to take out my lunchbox, I eat my own things. And for children who have allergies, we also need to teach them like, okay, I'm allergic to milk, I'm allergic to wheat, I can only eat from whatever is on my plate. Or for example, I'm vegetarian, I shouldn't touch someone else's food, because sometimes, when I go to school, there's a lot of, things that attract children because they're just being children. So, through lunchbox program, they can actually understand, okay, this is what we do in kinder. So when I go to school, it's not something new to me. And if something's not new to them, they're most likely to be confident. And also now we run a music program every Wednesday, just to kind of improve the literacy and kind of just to make the program more interesting. And of course, throughout the child journeys, you will see a lot of milestone achieved. And if you have any concern, always come to talk to me. And we also have regular parents teachings, meeting interview if it's possible, such as kinder info night, or even I will do a transition school report as well. Just really depends on next year's situation, but if you have any concern, you can always talk to me. And this is just a benefit of program. The slides will be attached and sent up to you guys, so just don't worry about the slides. If you have any questions, you can always come and talk to me, or you can just send an email to the center, or my email, I will reply to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and I really have a good day.